Hi everyone, this is Mr. West. This is another Khan Academy tutorial, this time on use Pythagorean Theorem to find area. A commenter requested this particular one. Again, if you want a specific video made, just let me know. Leave a comment and I'll go ahead and make it for you when I have a little extra time. So this one, use Pythagorean Theorem to find area. The basics of it are, number one, we have to find the area of this parallelogram. We need to know that the area of a parallelogram is base times height. As we go through each one of these, I'll give you the formula for each one. But generally, a good sign, a good indication that we're going to have to use base times height is if it gives you a dotted line for the height, okay? That's a good indication. The other thing we need to know, of course, is Pythagorean Theorem. So that's a squared plus b squared equals c squared, where a and b are the two legs of the triangle, and then c is the hypotenuse, okay? That's supposed to be an arrow, hypotenuse. All right, now, with this information, I have this little red line drawn there. Okay, so my base would be something like this. That could be my base. And I have to be careful here because see how this 8 doesn't go all the way? It's missing that little portion. So this cannot be my base. I'm not going to use that for the base. I'm going to use it for something else, but not for the base. And then my height needs to be this one that is perpendicular. Okay, that's what a height needs. And then goes from the one base to the other. So you can see that we have two bases here. This one goes all the way across. I overextended it for emphasis, and then that's our height. So we need to find those two things. We already know one, that's 9, and now we just need to find the height. In order to find the height, we're going to use a triangle. Okay, this is Pythagorean Theorem after all, and we need to use triangles. So we have two of the measurements. We have one of the bases of the triangle. If I redraw this triangle, for this triangle, that 8 represents the whole base, and then we have the hypotenuse, and then we have this missing side, h. So I'm not going to call it a squared plus b squared equals c squared. I'm going to call it 8 squared plus h squared equals 17 squared. The biggest mistake I see is people do 8 squared plus 17 squared equals h squared. 17 is the hypotenuse, so it needs to be by itself on one side of the equal sign. Okay, so find the two legs. The two legs are the two parts that compose that 90-degree angle. So there's our angle. Those two need to be touching it. The hypotenuse is opposite those two sides, okay? So keep that in mind as you're doing these problems. So another thing you should realize is this is Pythagorean triple. If you don't know what those are, go ahead and look it up in one of my other videos. I don't have time to explain it in this one. But I have 8 squared. That's going to give us 64 plus 8 squared equals, and then I have 17 squared. I don't have that one memorized. That's 289, okay? So now I'm going to do 289 minus 64. I'm trying to get the h squared by itself. I'm doing this the long way first just so you get the idea in case this is brand new to you. And I get 225. I'd have to take the square root to finally undo the square and get the h by itself, and I get 15. Okay, so 15 is the height. I'm going to highlight that in red. I should have been using red for this. So I have 9 times 15, and that is going to be equal to my area. And what do I get for my area? I get 135. Okay, so 135 units squared. And that's my parallelogram area. Next question. What is the area of the trapezoid shown below? Okay, a couple things we have to consider. This is my first time looking at this, but we have a hypotenuse here, and this is like a red triangle drawn. Okay, so I know I'm going to have to find... since this is a trapezoid, I need to find the two bases. I could also break this up into two shapes. I might just do that, but just in case you're interested in the formula for a trapezoid, formula for a trapezoid is going to be equal to 1/2, b1 plus b2 times the height. Okay, so that's one way to do that. So if you wanted to do it that way, you can. I think I'm just going to break this up into that red triangle and this blue rectangle. I think that's going to be easy just because we already have those components. Now, my question is, do we have, it looks like we do, those two heights are the same. So if that's 12, this is going to be 12. So the area of my rectangle here is going to be equal to 2 times 12. Sorry, my pen is losing it a little bit, 24. Okay, now, the area of my triangle, my red triangle, is not 15 times 12, 1/2, okay? Reminder, area of a triangle is 1/2 base times height. So I need the base and I need the height. The 12 is my height. I know that. Oh, I got the area of a rectangle. I should have mentioned that. Length times width, or base times height, okay? Same thing, because it's all perpendicular. So 1/2 base times height. I need my other base. So this is my height. This is going to be my base for my triangle. So I need to find that first. What I can do is I can set up my Pythagorean theorem. 15 squared equals 12 squared. Plus my other missing side, I'll call it b squared. Sorry, that 2 is ugly. So then I can solve for b. So I'm going to subtract 144, that's 12 squared, from both sides. I can do that. Or I can just know that this is a Pythagorean triple. And this is going to end up being 9. 9, 12, 15 triangle. Okay, so if you don't believe me, you can do 225 minus 144, and you're going to get 81. So I know this missing side is 9. So I'm going to do 12. Where is this? Okay, I'm going to do my base, 1/2 times my base, 12 times 9. Well, I'm going to do this first. I'm going to get 6 times 9, that's 54. So I have 54, and I still have to add it to the 24. So I have 54 plus 24, that gives me 78. So 78 units squared. You can get the same thing if you apply the trapezoid formula, by the way. Another parallelogram. Okay, this is another Pythagorean triple. What we need is we already have the base. Here's the base 4. It's not 3. 3 doesn't go all the way. So area of a parallelogram is going to be base times the height. 4 times, and I want this length here. That is going to be, here we have our triangle. That's the hypotenuse. So our leg needs to be smaller than the hypotenuse. This is a 3, 4, 5. Pythagorean triple, so this is going to be 4 times 4. My area is going to be 16 units. So here we go, 16 units. And I think we're on to our last one. Here we have an isosceles triangle. This one's good one to end on, actually. What we need to do is we need to draw this line here. We need to draw the height. Well, I've been using red, so I'm going to change it to red real quick. We need to draw our height. By drawing the height, we can do that. And there's a property that will split up into equal angles. And that's not super important. The important thing is we have these two distances are going to be split perfectly. So if that whole thing is 10, then this is going to be 5, and that's going to be 5. So we have two triangles here. Okay, one is 5, and then we have 13 for the height, and we have this missing height right there. And we have 2 of those, so we're going to have to multiply those 2 triangles. One, they're just mirror images of each other. So I could set this up, 5 squared plus 8 squared equals 13 squared. And again, this whole point is being able to solve and then rearrange to get the variable alone. But we should recognize our Pythagorean triples when we see them. Okay, let's see, that's going to be 144 equals 8 squared, and then we take the square root to get 8 by 12, and we're at 12. So it's a 5, 12, 13 automatic or Pythagorean triple triangle. So our base is 5, and our height is 12. The area of a triangle is 1/2 base times height. So I'm going to do 1/2 my base, 5, times my height, 12. Well, I'm going to do 2 times 12. That's 6 times 5. So I get 30 for one of the triangles, and I still have to multiply that by 2. So I do 30 times 2, and that gives me 60 units squared. Because I broke it up into 2 small units. And that's it. That's Pythagorean theorem to find area. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you need a video made, don't hesitate to leave a comment. That is what this channel is all about. I'm trying to help you guys out with anything that you need. So make sure to leave a comment, and then come back here next time, and I'll be waiting for you right here on West Explains Best.